Hello baby gangsters, this is Calvin, also known as Rubber, and this is my first ever playthrough of Honkai Star Rail. People told me that they might want to see my reaction to logging in, rather than just starting from a gameplay perspective, so let's check this out, because I think there's an anniversary going on, right? I always tend to join these games at the right time, I suppose, with the right amount of gifts. I think we're going to be able to get a free 5-star. What the freaking hell? Go to warp? What do you mean go to warp? Oh, okay. New warp attainable character. You can select a limited 5-star character, Seal Blade Fu Xuan, to add to... Okay, so we have Seal Blade Fu Xuan to add to... Oh my god, okay. New obtainable characters edit. In the character event warp, you can receive... When you receive 5-star character, it can either be a featured rate-up character or one of the following characters. Wait, in the character event warp, when you receive a 5-star character, it can either be the feature rate-up character or the one on... Wait, so are they saying... I think I heard this. You can, lose your, 50-50 if you choose to one of these characters? New obtainable characters. Wait, so we can swap out one of these characters and choose one of these characters. No, I think I'm okay with choosing the usual. Right? Hi guys, it's Calvin from the future, and I made a bit of a mistake here in that I didn't know what this was. I got it right what it was, but I think for some reason in my head I was like, well, it's losing a 50-50, and I don't know why in my head I was like, oh, that's not a big deal anyway. It's always a big deal, because losing a 50-50 can happen at any point. So I think it's probably a good idea to pick out some characters here that we might like to add from this 3, and we're going to add all 3 of them, I think, because it's probably a good time to do this, because I think these characters are always going to be on this banner, I suppose. So I think it might be a good idea to do that. Now, you can look at the character details for all these characters, right? We've seen these characters. This is a character she's going on the freaking, Seele? By the way, I'm trying not to give away anything because, but I might put this at the end of the video. But we meet this character in this episode. Such a cool design, such a cool character. What exactly is her ability? Her ultimate is amplification state and deals quantum damage equal to 255% of her attack. Deals quantum damage equal to 50% of Seal. Oh my god. Enters an amplification state upon defeating an enemy with a basic attack or skill or ultimate and receives an extra turn. While in the amplification state, the damage of Seele's attack increase by 40% for 1 turn. So it's about increased damage. It's about heavy damage. And honestly, I saw her tear apart a bullet, so there's that. After using her technique, Seele gains stealth for 20 seconds. While stealth is activated, Seele cannot be detected by enemies, and when entering battle by attacking enemies, Seele will be immediately enter the amplification state. Increase Seele's speed by 25% for 2 turns, and deals quantum damage equal to 110% of Seele's attack to a single enemy. Honestly, you know what the biggest boss battle I've ever had in my life? Pronouncing these names right. This seems like it's heavy damage, right? Heavy quantum damage. Look like the increased attack. Yeah. Okay. And so I know here's for sure, right? I don't think I want to take off if we're going with just who I would like, I'm not going to take off Japard. I'm not going to take off Himiko, right? For sure. Yeah, we'll see where this goes here, because I'm going to look at the other characters as well. So there's Blade. Another really sick design. Is there a bad design in this game? Just want to know. Just asking for a friend. Is there a bad design in Honkai Star Rail? We have set Blade's current HP up to 50% of his max HP and deals wind damage to a single enemy equal to the sum of 24% of his attack. Wait, what? So if you choose to set his blade to set his HP to 50% of his max HP, and then he deals wind damage equal to... Oh my god. There's 3 different damage modifiers? at the same time deals wind damage to adjacent targets equal to the sum of 9.6% of his attack. 24% of his max HP and 24% of his tally of his HP loss in current battle. The tally of Blade's HP loss in the current battle is capped at 90%. His max HP, this value will be reset and reaccumulated after his ultimate has been used. There's like a lot, obviously you can get the brief description, which is like, sets current HP 50% of max HP and deals massive wind damage. That's actually pretty great, right? Like for someone like me who like does sometimes have to reread stuff a few times because there's so many different numbers that show up on the screen. Not that I'm bad at reading numbers, but it's like, I feel like there's so much information that comes out to you at once when you're reading out multiple characters, you can easily miss stuff. So it deals wind damage to adjacent targets equal to some 9.6% of attack. Yeah, but I love this as well. That gives you like a little brief description as well. When Blade sustains damage or consumes its HP, he gains 1 stack of charge. We love stacks. Stacking up to 5 times. A max of 1 charge stack can be gained every time he's attacked. When charge stack reaches maximum, immediately launches a follow-up attack on all enemies. Oh my god. So that's another follow-up attack. Is that similar to what March does with the girl power? Dealing wind damage equal to 20% of Blade's attack plus 55% of his max HP. So it seems like it's like all about using your HP and like your stats, right? So is it a case where it's like the higher your HP, the higher your attack damage just on the baseline, the more damage you're going to do with these moves, while restoring HP by 25%. That's a pretty good talent. Basic attack is consume HP. So so his whole thing, Forest of Swords, is consuming HP. That's his whole thing. So yeah, consumes HP and equal to 10% of Blade's HP. So it's 10% each time for basic attack. And then deals wind damage equal to the sum of 20% of his attack and 50% of his max HP to a single enemy. Okay. In addition, deals wind damage equal to the sum of 8% of Blade's attack and 20% of his max HP to adjacent targets. If Blade's current HP is insufficient, his HP will reduce to 1. Oh, so let's say if he's like if he doesn't have enough health, he just goes to 1. And yeah, I love the basic descriptions as well. Consume HP equal to 30% of Blade's max HP to enter Hellscape State. When Hellscape State is active, his skill cannot be used. His damage dealt increased by 12%, and his basic attack Shard Sword is enhanced to Forest of Swords for 3 turns. If Blade's current HP is insufficient, his HP will reduce to 1 when he uses his skill. Okay. So the basic idea is it consumes HP to enhance basic attack. Like, I love that they're like, that the basic stuff describes it, and you can get like more of a meatier taste here as well. Okay. So his whole thing is destruction. So we have Seele, who is definitely getting on. So actually, wait 1 second here. We're going to add Seele for sure, right? Because I already have Bailu. And I don't know if this is, I don't think this is just not forever, right? I don't think it's forever. And then we have Blade and Fu Xuan. Can we look at the character details for Fu Xuan? This is Fu Xuan? Is that how you pronounce the name? Maybe you guys will tell me anyway. So the abilities as well. Very like bright pink, right? But again, they get colors really right here in Honkai as well. So the ultimate is, the short of it is, deal quantum damage equal to all enemies. Wait, to all enemies, not equal, sorry. What's wrong with me? And increase Fu Xuan's talent trigger count. Deals minor quantum damage to a single enemy. Okay, so it's also using your max HP, and it's also deal quantum damage equal to 60% of Fu Xuan's max HP to all enemies, and takes 1 trigger count for the HP restored effect granted by Fu Xuan's talent. Her talent is, while Fu Xuan is still active in battle, Misfortune Avoidance is applied to the entire team. With Misfortune Avoidance, which by the way, very cool name, has a lot of like clairvoyance type thing, I guess, going on. Allies take 10% less damage. When Fu Xuan's current HP percentage falls to 50%, her max HP or less, her HP restore will be triggered. Oh. Okay. Restoring your HP 80% of the amount of HP she is currently missing. Okay, so say like she's missing 60% of her HP, it would be 80% of that 60%. Is that correct? This effect cannot be triggered if she receives a killing blow. This effect has 1 trigger count by default and can hold up to a maximum of 2 trigger counts. Okay. After the technique is used, All team members receive a barrier lasting 20 seconds. This barrier can block all enemy attacks, and teams will not enter a battle when attacked. Entering battle while the barrier is active will have Fu Xuan automatically activate the Matrix of Prescience at the start of battle lasting 2 turns, and its activated barrier. Allies will not enter battle when attacked by enemies. Entering battle will automatically activate Matrix of Prescience. Okay. I'm kind of confused on this. Are they saying that we can't fight when this is happening? Or is it like just a chance to heal or something like that? Like, say, if we need it. Like, we shield everyone and then there's a chance to heal everyone, maybe. I don't know. You guys can definitely know about that. So the brief description is activates Matrix of Prescience. Damage received by Fu Xuan's teammates is distributed to her. So she's like a sponge. Also increases crit rate and max HP for all allies. So this will, via Fu Xuan's teammates will distribute 65% of damage they receive before this damage is mitigated by any shields. So they're saying that are they saying that even if you have a shield on, you'll still take a lot of damage? Or she'll still absorb that damage before the shield is taken into account to Fu Xuan's for 3 turns. While affected by Matrix of Prescience, all allied targets gain the knowledge effect, which increases the represent max HP by 3% of the Fu Xuan's max HP, and increases crit rate by 6%. When Fu Xuan is knocked down, the Matrix of Prescience will be dispelled. You know what would be a really cool combo then? Am I wrong in saying this? I know people said that he's not the best character. I think I just really like the design. I know the outfit is really cool and they're adorable. But would a Fu Xuan Yangxing because if she's improves crit rate and he's doing high crit rates as well, would that combo work well as a big damage dealer, I suppose? Yeah, so we're not going to go through every character again because we already kind of did this. I know that I would definitely I'm looking at the characters for sure, process of elimination, and that's the way we'll do it, right? I'll pick out, because how many characters do I have to replace? I have to replace 2 more. And we have 1, 2, 3, 4, so 6. So we have 6 characters. So let's choose our top 4 favorite, yeah. I think that's fair. And here's the thing, right? I know you guys know this, right? You're a great audience. It doesn't matter, really it's okay, we can change this at any time. I'll always heed advice, but it's obviously going to come down to my decision in the end as well. And I don't really know a better way to do this because, again, I'm not really with the characters yet, if you know what I mean. I don't really know the characters very well yet. So there is that problem as well. So let's look at the characters in this menu here. So, number 1, most wanted, Jeopard. Love the design, really pretty. The noble type who seems really pissed off at people who aren't who are being mean to other people. You know, that type of really noble, almost like a good paladin in a lot of ways. But really, really cool design. So that's my number 1. I don't want to replace Jiangxi. I know he's not great, but I think he's adorable as well. And honestly, I like the idea of, my dual sense is gone. And I really like the idea of the crit rate. I like the moveset when we saw it. I remember I was actually really drawn to it amongst the other characters. We already have Bailu, so Bailu isn't counting in this. So, what does Clara has? Again, we're probably gonna look at the brief descriptions, right? Yeah, reduces damage received, increased chance to be attacked by enemies, and chance encounters. Okay. Because I just want to obviously add the extra characters in for now. Let's see. Bronya is cool as well. Okay, so what I might do is, because it's actually I'm looking at all the characters, I'm not sure, I think, you know what I'm going to do? I don't have to decide right now, right? You can change this anytime, right? So I might decide later. What I'll do is then, I know I want Seele, and we know we don't need Bailu right now because we already have a Bailu. So yeah, I'm going to decide during the week because I don't want to shoot myself in the foot by taking poor Clara off the team. What I'll do as well is I will look through all the movesets maybe myself as well. I'll also because the thing is, in the end of the day, it's going to have to come down to my decision. I understand there's going to be a lot of people being don't put Yang Jin in, he's no good. And that's fine. That's your take. That's okay. That's 100% your take. You're allowed to have that take, and I always will welcome takes like that. But in the end of the day, it's going to come down to like what I feel about the characters. I'll look through all of them again, and I'll have like a little bit of a choice because I have a bit of time. Like it's not like it's going to be forever, yeah. And that's who's edited right now. And so I guess when we wish on these banners, I don't know if it counts as this banner, right? I don't think it's this banner, but we wish on these banners, which we have quite a few wishes that we could wish on these banners right now. Between, by the way, these two characters here. Between these two characters here, by the way, which, by the way, like, it's one of those things where it's like, I can only judge by the design of what I'm looking at right in front of me. This is insanely sick. Like, the color palette, the kind of, like, ethereal nature of this character looks so freaking cool, right? This character here, also stunning. I, like, love the, like, is that a tail, like a big bushy tail? Like, again, they present them in such a fantastic way. They really, really do. Is there a... There's 4 stars as well. Pela, Lynx, and Gallagher. Yeah, so like both these guys look great. They look really, really cool. But I am not... I don't... again, it's one of those things where like... I definitely think I should wish on these just in case I, lose that 50-50 as well, but it might be fun as well. Again, it's all going to come down to what I feel like in the end, right? Especially after we get all those rewards and everything. But this design is so cool, so ethereal, so good so cool to look at. The color palette is amazing. This character here looks really pretty as well. I love the big bushy tail. The freaking heels look awesome too. Like again, these color palettes are insane. I feel like Honkai Star Rail really just does color palettes so incredibly well. Like, so freaking well. Yeah. If I had to choose, I'd probably, like, what's a Star Trace Replay? What the... I'm not going to click on anything. I'm not going to click on anything. But I definitely think I would wish on this banner, maybe. I think so. Yeah. This to me is just like an S tier incredible all-timer design. Like it's so incredible. Yeah, really is. They all are really. Yeah, I'm excited for what's going to be happening over the next few weeks, guys. We're going to be coming back to this. I'll probably put this in like right after I did the other stuff. So if there's a bit of a disconnect, I did in fact play this whole episode and I came back to this, but you're seeing this now. So you're now going to get into the episode and see everything that's happened as well. And I hope you guys really enjoy it because I had such a good time with the upcoming episode. I'm blown away constantly by how good the designs are in this game. I really am. Like this is just two unbelievably pretty characters we have here as well. Really pretty designs. And yeah, we'll see how everything goes. We got our little space Vulcan as well. Sorry, it's like very overwhelming to open up the game, if I'm being honest. And have all this stuff where I'm like, whoa, what the hell? So in terms of festive gifts, we get like some gifts there. It's for 38 days. That's pretty good, right? That's pretty good. You receive a letter and gifts after 14 days. I choose you. Oh, so you get to choose a blessing. Cool. Okay. Very cool. Super Sales Day. You get some deals. Special event. I won't go to the celebration just because I don't know what that is. Realm of the Strange. Star Rail World. Interesting. And I wonder, is it like one of those things where like, we have to like get our login every single day, I suppose. And we get to claim someone. All right, so I think this is what it is. I think it's collecting one of these characters. Now, I think we're going to be choosing between... So Ruan Mei or Lucia? Because obviously these characters are on the standard banner, which is like this... Okay. Here it is. Yeah, okay, here's where you choose your 5-star you want to pick as well. And I'm guessing the idea would be to pick between Luocha and Ruan Mei, which both look really, really cool from this perspective. but I think it's one of those things where like the other characters here are all on this banner here as well. This banner here, the departure warp. So there's a chance I could get one of them anyway. So like really I feel like, you know, I don't want to just get like, was it Eidolon? Is that what it's called? But if you go to exchange, you can pick Stellar Convergence. Now, is there any way we can like take a look at these characters of Ruinmei and Luocha before... Like, again, I guess I know you can get, like, maybe this character's combat type is Ice, and their path is Harmony. A member of the Genius Society and expert in life sciences, she teamed up with Herta and others to develop a simulated universe. Yeah, really cool design as well. And Luocha is... A character's combat type is Imaginary, and their path is Abundance. Carrying a coffin wherever he goes. He is a foreign trader who came from beyond the seas and has excellent medical skills. We do not have a character yet that has the Imaginary symbol yet, honestly. But again, like, it's one of those situations where a lot of these characters I won't get to use yet even, right? A lot of these characters I won't even get to touch for a while because they are in a different way. Yeah. Yes. And how many do we have? We have 4 on this as well. We have actually 1,500 Jades, which is pretty good too. I don't know if there's like I might check and like ask some people if there's like a way to exchange some stuff here. If there's a way to like check out the characters for him. Because here's the thing, right? Right now I'm like kind of leaning towards either or. Like, you know what I mean? This is one of those situations where we're so early in the game that like it's not something that I'm going to be like, you know... because again, they're both really pretty. They both cool designs. Obviously, like, the dude's long hair is like, you know, really, really gorgeous. And obviously, he also has that ability that we don't have as well. But then again, like, it could be one of those situations where, like, you know, I've seen characters before where it's like, yeah, she's also ice, and you've already used that before, or you already have a character that does ice damage. But this could be a character that's like so powerful, or maybe even a character that's closer to us, so we can level them up sooner. Yeah, probably. I don't think there's, oh wait, L3. There we go. Perfect. Yeah, very pretty character. In terms of abilities, what do we have here? So we have, in terms of an ultimate, increase all type resistance penalties for all allies. Is that penalties? And their attacks apply Tantalopum Rebloom to enemies. I don't even know what that is, but it sounds pretty scary. Increased speed for all teammates, excluding this unit. Breaking an enemy's target weakness will additionally deal ice break. That sounds pretty sick as well, doesn't it? The next time entering a battle, automatically triggers a skill for one times. After using this technique, allies attacking enemies in simulated universe or divergent universe will always be regarded as their weakness to enter battle, and their toughness is reduced regardless of weakness types. For every blessing in possession increased toughness reduction, and additionally deals break damage. Okay. Talent. Increased speed for all teammates, yeah. And then we have basic attack is deal minor ice damage. And with skill, after using her skill, Ruinmei gains Overtone. When Ruinmei has Overtone, increase all allies' damage and weakness break efficiency. Oh my god, that actually sounds pretty good, doesn't it? Like, can you imagine like being able to break someone's like weakness break like a lot quicker? Because that's what it sounds like, right? Their efficiency. And also at the same time increasing your ally's speed. Now, does speed in Honkai mean increased speed by 8% for all teammates, including this unit? When allies break an enemy target's weakness. Okay, yeah, that's fine. So I'm wondering, does speed in this game mean something different than because when I think the other games, because I'm thinking speed and I cast haste on a character in Final Fantasy, for example, I'm thinking that my character like gets to go a lot faster, or maybe can avoid attacks, right? Now the ultimate, we can like see maybe so Ruinmei deploys a zone that lasts for 2 turns. The zone duration decreased by 1 at the start of a turn. While inside the zone, all allies, all types, what's resistant penalty? I don't know what that is. Increased by 15%. And their attacks apply Rebloom, that Tantalum Rebloom to the enemy's hit. When these enemies attempt to recover from weakness break, Tantalum Rebloom is triggered, extending the duration of the weakness break, displaying their action by now equal to 20%. Okay. So it's when they You know when that happens whenever they their weakness break is recovered and they gain back their white bar? So what happens is the rebloom will trigger again and extends the duration of the weakness break, delaying their action. That's delaying their action by equal amount to 20% of Rube's break effect. That sounds pretty sick, doesn't it? And dealing break damage equal to 30% of Rube's ice break damage. Enemy targets cannot. Is that what am I reading this right? So what the ultimate does is, it deploys a zone, and it decreases by 1 every single start of a turn. All allies' resistance decreased by 15%. Maybe it's their weakness gets reduced when these enemies attempt to recover. Yeah, that's awesome. The idea that when they attempt to recover from weakness break, it triggers again, and it delays their it delays their recovering from the weakness break, or delays their action. That's awesome. Yeah, because of the weakness break. That's a pretty sick ability, guys. Is there any way we can look at anything else here? There's traces here, eidolons, details, stats. I mean, honestly, like, for me, so early on, like, looking at the stats won't do a thing for me. Like, let's be honest here. Let's take a look at... Oh my god. Oh, the hair. Abundance. It is a really interesting outfit, right? Like, again, a great use of colors, great use of contrasting colors. We love a blonde character sometimes as well. Let's check out the abilities. He looks kind of like very serious, right? The ultimate attack. Remove 1 buff from all enemies and deals all enemy imaginary damage equal to 120% of Luocha's attack. Okay, so if an enemy has a buff, it gets removed, and then it deals damage equal to 120% of Luocha's attack. At the same time, Luocha gains 1 stack of Abyss Flower. Now, what is Abyss Flower? Okay, so we just look at the basic attack first. Deals imaginary damage to equal 50% of Luocha's attack to a single enemy. When an Abyss Flower reaches 2 stacks, Luocha consumes all stacks of the Abyss Flower to deploy a zone against an enemy. When an enemy in the zone is attacked by an ally, the attacking ally's HP is immediately restored an amount. Oh, so we have a healer here as well. Wait, when the enemy zone is attacked by an ally, the attacking ally's HP is immediately restored. Wait, if you have these stacks? So when this zone is deployed, whenever one of our allies attacks, we gain HP back, equal to 12% of Luocha's attack plus 60. That is pretty great as well. Like, if you have that zone on the field, like, constant healing would be insane, right? The zone's effect lasts, not constant, 2 turns. When Luocha's knocked down, the zone will be dispelled. But, like you're talking about every time you attack, like, there's almost like a defense advantage to attacking there as well. Mercy of Fool. After the technique is used, the talent will immediately be triggered at the start of the next battle. Okay. Is that restore? Okay. Skill. After using his skill, Luocha immediately restores the target's ally's HP to equal 40% of Luocha's attack, plus 200. Meanwhile, Luocha gains 1 stack of Abyss Flower. Okay, so let's try and reach through everything, as much as possible here, so I'm not missing anything. So after using skill, he immediately restores the target's ally HP equal to 40% of Luocha's attack plus 200. Meanwhile, Luocha gains 1 stack of Abyss Flower. When any ally's HP percentage drops to 50% or lower, an effect equivalent to Luocha's skill will immediately be triggered and applied to this ally for 1 time without consuming skill points. The effect can be triggered again. So you gain 1 stack of Abyss Flower, and then when the HP drops below 0 for an ally, okay, so it applies this skill to them? The Prayer of Abyss Flower? This sounds pretty good as well. Deal imaginary damage equal to 50% of Luocha's attack, and then the ultimate is... Yeah, removes the bust from the enemies as well. They're both very cool, right? I think that, like, for a character... If I'm thinking about which characters to pick, right? I have to... like, for a turn-based game, it's quite different, right? An action game, I feel like, you can have... I don't know, I feel like sometimes you can have, like, parts of the team you're not very good at, but like I feel like with turn-based games, for me personally, the way I like to play turn-based games is 2 things, right? The fun of the character, the look of the character, And there is something that goes into it where it's like, I want the team to like still be fun to use. And with turn-based combat, I feel like a side effect of being fun to use is you have to have like good formations sometimes, you know what I mean? Of like who's going to be on the team and stuff like that. They're both like, this is one of those situations where like I'm not losing it either way, right? I'm not losing either way. It's two really like pretty characters, two great designs, cool abilities. Like this ability here, like of the idea of like the idea of like increasing resistance to weakness break stuff, like the idea, like that sounds so good. That sounds so good. The idea of like being able to tear down someone's weakness like that. Because we know weakness break is one of the biggest things in any battle. Is the idea of tearing down someone's weakness break, the idea of them coming back. So imagine getting an extra turn where they can't attack. That is pretty freaking sick. But then like also with this case, we have, I think it's like such a powerful healer. Now we do have Bailu as a healer as well. But this healing to me sounds like so effective in like just passively. And also like the design is really cool, just like the design of Ruomei is really cool. Like I said, we could pick one of these characters, but it just does not. No. You know what I mean? Like we could possibly get them in 10 pulls. That could be a possibility. And or we could like, yeah, it could be a thing where we get a Bailu idling. But like I'd still much rather pick Ruomei or Luocha for this as well. It's tough. It's very tough. Because again, you're coming like, this is one of those situations where like, if this was like, I play Genshin, right? As a lot of you know, if this was Genshin, like, you know, in some cases I know which character I'm picking for, right? You know what I mean? Like when I get to a point in a game where like they go, hey, you get a free, for Lantern Ray, you get a free 4-star. I know exactly, bit by bit, what I want. You know what I mean? I know I want this, I know I want this, oh, I'd want this, I'd definitely love this, right? I know bit by bit what I want. In this case, it's one of the situations where I have to like read carefully. I'm like looking at the characters, like wondering who would be best for me and who would be best for something. Now, he also has imaginary damage, right? Which is something we don't have either, which actually might be fun to have as well. I think I'm kind of leaning towards Luocha in a way. Now, I know we probably won't be able to level him up for a bit, which is fine. It's 100% fine. Yeah. Maybe. But that break ability sounds so cool as well. They both sound very, very cool, and I'm very, like, apprehensive about picking anyone, but, like, again, it's one of the situations when, like, I don't think I'm losing either way. I keep pressing the wrong button, don't I? Like, this is a gorgeous character. Like, the hair is stunning. The dress is really cool. Kind of reminds you of Ningguang's dress in a way. Like, the actual abilities themselves are so cool. The idea of, like, you know, getting that extra turn would be so useful. Like, how many times so far have we been in battles that we've, like, just not... That we've, like, we could have done with an extra turn with the break and we could have beaten them. You know what I mean? We could have done what we needed to do. Yeah. This is tough. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to think for a second. I'm going to come back. I'm going to pick, right? Because there's no good in me just sitting here going, although you guys probably like me sitting here in anguish. I'm wondering which 5-star I'm going to pick. Yeah, this is like, I wish, can I say something? I wish that both of them had like a discernible edge in like design or something that I could be like, okay, let's pick this character, right? Because both of them, like, I would be proud to have on my team. They look amazing, both of them, you know what I mean? It's like not a situation, like, I feel like there's situations where like even in like Genshin where I'm like, yeah, like I like, they're both amazing, but like I prefer this design, you know what I mean? In this case, I'm just like, they're both really, really awesome. Both awesome. Carrying a coffin wherever he goes. He's a foreign trader who came from beyond the Stellar Seas. He has excellent medical skills. Guys, that sounds so sick. That sounds so sick. Oh, that's the rules. Let's check. What's a member of the Genius Society, expert in science? Yeah, okay. That's, okay. I could not pick. We'll go with Luocha. That sounds freaking awesome. That's what we're picking today. Yes. There we go. God, look at the aesthetics of this. Looks so freaking cool. I'm very happy. Either way, I would have been happy. The edge was the idea of him carrying around a coffin wherever he goes. That's so freaking goth. It's so freaking cool. very happy with my pick. Although, like, you know, it's one of those situations where it does feel like, oh, you know, both characters are really, really cool regardless. Yeah, I'm okay with that. I'm definitely okay with this. And then there's also the cherished recollection thing. So Dreamcatcher's gift. Oh, we got a Star Rail pass. That's nice. And how does this work, I wonder? Is it like a matter of oh, obtain a specified number of honorific shards to claim rewards. So how do you get honorific shards? We have 152. Oh, if you got 18,000, you could pick another character? That'd be pretty crazy, but I do not think I'm gonna get 18,000, I'll be honest with you guys. Let's see. So this is also like the banners here as well. Yeah. Obviously I don't think we'll be able to like wish on the banners right now. But like eventually we will be 5 more of these and we'll be able to wish on this banner again and get another free, well, it could be random 5-star, it could be Bailu again. We get rewards here for this as well, which is really cool. So every day we're gonna get check-in rewards. This letter thing, I chose Don Heng because I thought, but I deselected him because I actually got a heart attack, guys, and I actually thought that, like, I know you're gonna be like, Calvin, that's silly. I actually thought, I was like, okay, so that's the gift preview we could get. Yeah, that's good, right? Yeah. So I'm gonna choose Don Heng, right? Now, here's the thing. I want to say this, right? It was very silly. I have no problem making myself look stupid. This is really pretty, by the way. A really pretty image, isn't it? It's gorgeous. Super, super pretty. Obviously, like, yeah, it's one of those situations where, like, I know that, like, some people will be keeping away from stuff like the archives, and like some images might have like spoilers in them, stuff like this as well. But like I won't know what a spoiler is until, like, you know, I actually see it or stuff like this. So we have new characters here, and I'm actually like very happy to have this character. I think he's really pretty. I think the design is super pretty. I love his tired eyes. The fact he brings a coffin everywhere with him is so freaking cool. Now there is a chance we might not be able to level him up for a while. There's 100% a chance of that, and that's fine. But we don't even have anything to equip him with. Oh, that's fine. That's fine. Again, it's fine. It's 100% fine. But it is pretty cool to have another character, another 5-star. He's awesome. He's super awesome. Let's see. Is there anything else that we can pick from this? We exchanged already something that we needed to get as well, right? And this is like all the other stuff as well, the event stuff. Because up in the corner, if you go into the shop, it seems it has like something there, but like, right. And you exchange this stuff as well. Oh, so you, okay, cool. Okay, yeah, that's fine. We got our free 5-star. Very happy with that. I know some of you guys are like, hey, you should definitely check these as well. You get stuff just like the other games. Thank you for letting me know that. But obviously, like, I don't mind the red stuff. I really don't mind it. I really don't. I'm not it doesn't bother me as much as it might bother other people. Okay, so that took a bit of time, but we're here now. And we now have our character chosen. And we can maybe move on with a little bit of the story. So what's in here as well? We have, well, there's lots of stuff like just friends, tutorials, missions, official communities, all this stuff. Let's talk to the next character. Yeah, I think the anniversary thing is really, really cool. I chose to join at the right time. Very, very happy with my character pick, 100%.
How are you feeling? Any aches or pains?
No, I feel much better. I've got migraines all over my body. I had a weird dream.
I bet. You were mumbling something about stellarons and wishes. I couldn't make sense of it.
Interesting.
Well, now that you're awake, you should probably try moving your limbs. I'm not...
Sorry about that. No, oh, sorry. Because she went, huh, and I thought she was going to say something else. No, yeah, sorry about that.
Natasha, a doctor in the Underworld.
Natasha?
You've already spent a day in my clinic.
Nice to meet you. I'm Stell.
Nice to meet you, too. You're very polite.
This is the character that obviously had the very tired eyes, which like is a great design choice always. Look at the teddy bear on the back too. It's a very interesting design.
Sampo's gone to clear up a mess of his own making.
Oh, okay.
So I'm looking after you in the meantime. Based on your current state, I don't think there's any cause for alarm. You seem perfectly healthy. So, if you don't mind, I'll go and take a look at the other patients.
No problem whatsoever, Doc. Thank you so much. Why did I pass out?
Sampo just told me that you lost consciousness. He didn't say why. Still, I'll wager it had something to do with him. He's always tinkering with his devices.
Yeah, I think it was his the little smoke bombs he sent in there, but honestly, it helped us in the end, right? It did help us.
The opinion of the clinic is that none of you have come to harm.
Fantastic. Well, you were our friends, I wonder. People were following us.
Sampo told me. Don't worry, the Silvermane guards won't follow you below ground. We've been cut off from the surface.
Oh.
For years. Even when things were at their worst down here, they never showed.
So we saw notes before and like conversations about the idea of people being below ground, right? And expeditions below ground. But it seems like it's been completely cut off from the surface in a lot of ways.
Of course, I don't know the whole story behind why the architects ordered the lockdown.
And the architects there again, yeah.
Thanks to you, they might finally be about to lift it. Something that wildfires wanted to achieve for a long time.
Interesting. So, like, they'd never come down here at all. They don't come down here. But they might come down here now because they have to get some fugitives. That's so interesting. It's like they don't bother with this place ever. But now they're going to remove the lockdown just to catch us. Or possibly. What's our medical bill?
Oh, please. You needn't.
For real?
You've just been asleep for a while. I barely had to lift a finger. I might have exaggerated your condition for Sampo's years. But that guy owes me. You better bring me back some medicine.
I do like their relationship already. It's, to me, it feels like two characters are where like they do care about each other in some way, right? But one of them just gets on the other one's nerves like so much. Where are my friends? Yeah.
They've been up for a while already. The young guy with the dark hair left first. He went with
Sampo?
Your rowdier friend took off soon after waking up. I imagine she's taking a stroll nearby.
Oh.
As for the girl in the Silvermane guard uniform, I told Sampo to watch her. But it seems that he left his post. She made a run for it.
So that shows Sampo's character in a lot of ways, right? That he still brought her down to be checked on medically. You know what I mean? Bronya down to be checked on. But it's interesting. Of course, Bronya's going to run away as soon as she wakes up. Who is Sampo anyway?
Good question. He's a man of mystery. He claims to be a simple cross-border businessman. Not that there's much to interest an overworlder down here. Either way, he's got a surprising number of connections.
Okay.
I've managed to secure more than a few urgent medical supplies through him, and he's been a big help to Wildfire. In any case, I don't think his intentions are sinister.
So he's rather secretive, but... So he's rather secretive, but no one suspects a thing because he's always been doing very good stuff for everybody. Yeah, so they keep mentioning Wildfire. I'm wondering if it's what they're a part of, or like an organization that we're...
It's
yeah?
a grassroots
Yeah, we go.
organization. Think of it as the Silvermane Guards of the Underground.
Right.
But less stone.
Interesting. So it's like an order similar to the guards, but they don't go around accusing people falsely. I can't thank you enough. Bye for now.
No need to thank me. It's a doctor's duty to heal.
I gotta find March 7th and Dan home. But where should I start?
Yeah, great, like, locations, by the way. I love the interior designs of all the places in this game. Oh my god. Oh my god. I know we're not getting, like, a full good look at this now, but, like, it's way darker out here, right? Way darker. So, and this is, I guess, like, she's part of the idea, the Wildfire, it's called. Underground Encyclopedia. So yeah, people are saying you can, like, obviously, like, read this stuff. You can obtain them and then, like, read them later, right? But we will read out one, like, or two maybe every single episode. So Blue Lamp Umbrella. What exactly is an umbrella? Blue Lamp Umbrella is a type of fungus that is commonly found growing near geomarrow. Small size fruiting body, flat cap with a dimple and gills, 0.5 to 2 centimeters in diameter. Smooth, dry, with its color fading from cyan to light blue to becoming lighter towards the center. The stipe is 3.5 centimeters, 1 millimeter thicker, smooth, curved, and hollow. The cap is covered in shining dust, making the mushroom give off a blue glow in the dark. This blue lamp umbrella is edible, but this is not recommended because its flesh is hard to chew. It's used primarily by some clinics for pharmaceutical processes. Okay. Fungi of the blue lamp family have angelic effects, which have proven effective for trigeminal neuralgia, migraines, fractures, pains, and rheumatoid arthritis. The discovery of this fungi has done wonders for miners who commonly suffer from these problems. Yeah, brutal work. Its name is umbrella, was borrowed from a common object to describe its shape, but over time, underground people forgot what the umbrella was. Corrosive ore moss. Random thoughts creep up in the abandoned mine lit up by an eerie green light. Corrosive ore moss is a small plant with subpherical reflex cells on top, usually found in the cave entrances or abandoned geomar mines. The plant absorbs the moisture and organic matter in the air through its compact structure, secreting acidic substances constantly during the growth process in geomarrow mines. The acidic substances dissolve geomarrow powder, creating a chemical reaction that will release weak light and energy. Its strong protomina is usually round and can reflect or refract light into a greenish glow. In the depths of a cave where it's almost no light, this moss is still capable of using photosynthesis to survive. There's an ecological phenomenon known as moss corridor, where the mossy overgrowth expands to unimaginable proportions inside a geomarrow mine. So yeah, I think it like makes sense that there is like a lot of like moss and like fungus growing underground, right? It's very damp, you know, it probably doesn't have a lot of like of the normal natural light. Zombie general, there really is a zombie. The zombie general is not actually a zombie, nor is it a real general. It's just the name of a dead giant banyan tree. Oh, so interesting. The giant banyan tree existed long before the eternal freeze. This single tree extended to form an entire forest and a famous eco-attraction. To extend the respect, the people at the time named this tree the General Sherba. When the eternal freeze came about, the exposed parts of the General Sherba died in the frost and snow. However, in its slow process of agony and death, the roots of the General Sherba kept growing and took over the underground water and sources to absorb even more energy. The expansion of the underground root system continued even after the main tree had died. So even after, like, you know, the eternal freeze, like, killed it, is one of the things that, like, still, like, even in death, it kept growing. That's pretty freaking scary. That's what they're calling a zombie. The elder members of the GMR development group who remembered General Sherba were shocked at the first when they ran into the roots because Bellabog was more than 100 kilometers away from the general. From this point on, the ever-growing roots were referred to by the people as Zombie General. Even to this day, the Zombie General still acts as a very important source of materials in the Underworld, and people, as for overall cultivation of the roots, it would be safe to say that less than 1% of it has been tapped into. So, like, that's, like, crazy. At this point, like, it's an underground... Is it an underground source of water? Or is it something just that you can tap into its energy? Or maybe it's in the water source, is I think is what they're saying. We can pick up this as well. And this. We'll just pick up every piece of information we can now. Because again, it's good to have them here. And then you can, like, read them later as well. There's a, like, see what I mean? There's a lot of documents. There's a lot of Natasha's list. Yeah, there's a lot of documents. So read one or two as the game goes on. Again, it's one. I have no problem saying that, like, reading them all would be too much. It just would be. Boulder Town. Man, look at how different this is from the surface. Just a completely different energy, like a different world. Boxing gloves? I wonder how March is doing. Like, we know Don has gone out. Don Hang has gone off with Sampo. But I wonder how March is doing. Oh, of course. There she is. Cheerful as ever. She's probably teaching the kids about life and existence. Look at this location. Like, you know what's so crazy about, like, locations like this? Yes, it's dark. Look at the ceiling as well. It's dark. It's dingier than above. But it's still very pretty, right? It's pretty in its own right. These are some of the workers, I'm guessing.
So, you promise that if I win hide and seek, you'll tell Big Sister
Oh
March
my
all the
god. They're swindling her.
Yep.
Oh my god, they're adorable.
What does that mean?
She didn't even know what that means. You just want to play hide and seek. It's probably not even the swindling. You just probably just want to play hide and seek.
It just means you'll tell me all the details. No hiding anything and no telling fibs.
They're like, maybe?
Hook isn't an overgrounder, you know. Hook never tells fibs.
Oh my god, Hook never... An overgrounder, by the way. So even as kids, they're growing up to, like, maybe, like, to have disdain for the people above ground already. You know what I mean? By the way, adorable design on these kids, really adorable. But yeah, I love like getting that little tiny piece of like information here, like the idea of like that even the kids are like overgrounders, so there is like a disdain, right? We know this for sure.
Yeah, never.
You tell him, Julian.
Well, that's settled then. Okay, let's play.
Why does it feel like so like not crazy to come out here and see that March is negotiating a hide and seek game with a bunch of kids? And it's not that I'm saying she's childish, right? It's just she's so sweet, right? She's so sweet that of course she'd land herself in this.
You, when did you get here?
I woke up, look at the smile. Not that long, big sister.
Oh, quit acting like a child. It's like this. After I woke up, that doctor said Sampo had taken Don
Okay.
home with him. I went around in circles trying to find the blue-haired scoundrel and bumped into these kids. They say they know where he is. But they said I had to join the moles, or
moles?
something if I wanted to find out. And to do that, I had to prove my strength by winning a game of hide and seek.
This is a lot.
You get it?
I get it, yeah. I get it, need a teammate. I get it, well, best of luck. You're being bullied by children. That's what I was thinking. They seem like they're like swindling her a little bit. I'll help out March. 100%.
Huh. When did you start being so nice?
March, like, I will literally lay down my life for you so I can play a game hide and seek for you.
Hey, are you done with your secret talk? The most time is
The moles. Is this like their group? Like the kids are called the moles?
Yeah.
Julian just repeating whatever Hook is saying.
Okay, we're done. Pitch Dark Hook the Great. This is my friend. She also wants to join the moles. Can she play too?
Pitch Dark Hook the Great? The kid's got a title? Honestly, like the idea of like being underground and like having like this like child organization, like is a cool thing, I think. Just because I think it shows how like and again it might be just them having fun, right? So we'll like reserve our judgment. But if it is like a real organization, like that tells us something about like what's happened with the underground, I suppose. But if it's just them having fun, then it's also tells us another thing where it's like the kids' imaginations are big even though they're so far deep underground, right?
Sure. I guess so. Then you guys are seeking.
Boss, they don't seem very smart. Why don't we do a practice one
A
first?
practice one? These kids do not have any hope in us whatsoever.
You're right, Julian. Okay, let's do a practice one. I'll hide. You two have to find.
Julian said, give him a break.
So you kids think you're better than us, huh? Just you wait and see.
March having a rivalry the first second with these kids out here.
It's simple. When you see one of them, you just have to catch
Okay.
them.
Let's go. Here we go. My favorite thing apparently, trash cans. A hunk of junk gazes gently at you. The dumpster goes silently, yet a hint of sinister comes through. Two trash cans stood tightly side by side, as if no force in the world could separate them. So it's in this area, so maybe it's not actually the trash can. Did you find her? Did you find the kid? What's that look for? Just behind the wall. They're just standing behind the wall. Jesus, look at this location. All the mining tools as well. Okay, let's go, Hook.
Ha! Gotcha! So what? It's just a practice. Wait until we're playing for real. You'll
I don't know why it's the funniest thing to me that March has developed like a little rivalry with a bunch of kids. I don't know why it's just so funny to me.
Bring it on. All right. Now we're playing for real. You gotta count to 50 before you open your eyes. No
50, okay. 50's fair.
47, 48, 49, 50. Ready or not?
And she's so excited as well.
Children.
Naughty children.
The moles have
Okay, so they could be anywhere at this point. This is very fun.
Something's not right.
Yeah?
That guy's been staring at us this whole time. Hide and seek.
Wait,
might have to
March!
Wait. Let's see what he wants.
March! I don't know. I feel like we have to catch these kids. Like, we can't be one of those people that doesn't play hide and seek, right? Like, there's a kid right here. I wonder if he's just going to tell us where they are?
My instincts are telling me something's not right with this guy.
Seemingly adult man? He looks taller and older.
That's because I'm tall. And
What is happening?
I'm a grown
What is happening?
Ask anyone.
All right, the jig is up. You're
What?
free to give it away.
What kind of spell is this?
But I'm Julian of 1,000 Faces.
Maybe not 1,000 voices.
Why did you have to talk to me? My reputation is ruined. What will the boss think?
No need for the melodrama. That was still a
I agree.
magical
I agree. You just have to work on the voice. That's insane. That's an insane ability to have. Look at that kid up there shaking their hands. I do love so much that like part of the main story of this game is we're playing hide and seek, right? Like I love like the energy that we've gotten so far in this place, and like we're probably gonna learn a lot just from how these kids act around us as well. But there's one kid here. Hello, how are you?
Haha, I caught you.
With the haha as well.
Unless you can answer this question.
What do you mean? Show me the rule book.
What? But we caught you. What's
Yeah,
Q&A?
what's happening?
I thought I
Exactly, okay? We gotta teach these kids that when they get caught in a game of tag or hide and seek, right? You're caught, alright? There's no way that you could ever imagine your kid came home from school and they said, Dad, today I was playing tag and someone tagged me and I said, hey, actually I'm in the forbidden zone. And it's like, you'd be like, oh God, I love you, but please play the game right next time. You love just hiding behind spaces, don't you? This is super fun. This is super, super fun.
Don't run. I got you, Hook.
It's not fair. I'm the boss of the moles. How can I lose to a bunch of
Villains?
Do your worst.
Do your worst. March is like definitely not a villain. I'm definitely not a villain either.
What are they feeding you kids down here?
This is such like a spirited and fun interaction. It really was.
I'm sorry, boss. I failed.
Darn! How did you see through Julian's disguise? What villainy is this?
It's the voice. That's all it was.
Those with keen eyes see the dust between the
Oh.
stars. I came up with that. By
Okay,
the
cool
way.
expression. With my help. Doesn't sound like you saw something you say. You sure did.
About time I got some.
Yeah, we're giving
credit
support to
for it.
March. We're March's support team.
So, Pitch Dark Hook the Great. You can tell us now, right? Yes. The boss of the moles is true to
So
her
they do have this like
word.
little kid society where like they have like little abilities. They like try to trick adults. It seems like, or at least like they like. I love the idea that they saw March coming. You know the way when someone says that when usually it happens with like tourists. Like tourists will go to a different country and like all of a sudden they'll raise the price of like a beer or something like that, or some cuisine, and the expression we always have, and I don't know if it's expression everywhere, but it's like, they saw you coming. You know what I mean? It's they saw you coming. Or it's like, it's not even with tourists. Like it can be with like, say someone who's like, you know, it's usually when someone's selling something, right? But in this case, it really it feels like it's like they saw March and were like, this is a perfect hide and seek partner.
Hook saw the blue-haired guy take your dark-haired friend to the fight.
The Fight Club.
The Fight Club.
Is that where we saw the two gloves? I thought the first rule was...
You don't talk about it.
Exactly.
Is this more secret talk?
No, it's a reference to a movie.
Pitch Dark Hook the Great. Where is the Fight Club? Can you show us the way? But it's an obvious building. Grown-ups are just
Honestly, like, it is pretty obvious, but I guess it's our first time here, you know?
Come with Hook. I'll take you over. Thanks, oh great one. That's Pitch Dark Hook the Great.
It is Pitch Dark Hook the Great.
Who said you could shorten my title?
That's very funny.
A club
Very
just
funny
for
interaction.
fighting. Who knew undergrounders had such brutal hobbies? In fact, it's I.
Oh, the kids find it awesome.
They let you take part? When did this place last have an
Wait.
inspection?
You took part?
Loads of kids.
Wait, what?
Despicable. My criminal activity senses are
Kids are
tingling.
taking part in the freaking fight club? No way. Guys, this location is absolutely gorgeous. Mysterious kid, gatekeeper of the underground ring. So yes, they're okay. So the first option was true. These kids have crazy hobbies. Oh my god, look at this whole location. Oh my god, it looks so cute. Wait, I'll go back up there in a second. 1 second, guys. Oh my god, this is so pretty. For what it is, this is so pretty. Mixture of all kinds of trash results in future order. However, those who live underground have some consolation. They don't need to go through the trouble of sorting their garbage. It's actually really good information you get from this. Game time. Guess how many trash cans are in the bail bog. Attention, trash cans put side by side together are considered as one. But those you can't see to reach do not count. I'm going to guess 20... It's on 30 versus correct. This is the Underworld after all. This trash can has not seen the Overworld realms in a long time. You know what? Here comes a question with a definite answer. How many trash cans are in there in this town? The rules are the same. Trash can placed side by side as are considered one, but those you cannot see, but you can see but cannot reach do not count. Count only these cylinder trash cans. 6. This is the wrong answer, but understandable. Who would count the number of existing trash cans? So let's stop this game right now. It's too childish. Childish! That's funny. There is some funny interactions here as well. Yeah, but this whole location looks fantastic. Really, really does. Like, oh my god. Like, I know it's supposed to be, like, dark and dingy. World shop. Welcome to the Honor Stumble shop. Don't hesitate to let me know what you need. Want to buy something? What you sell? Huh? So when you have 260 coins, you buy, you can buy goods with the corresponding world currency. Any purchases are counted to cumulative spending, and you get some rewards for spending. Okay. Cumulative goals, spending goals, are rewards can be viewed here. Cool. So if we can buy stuff like adventure logs, condensed ether, lost gold fragments, all this stuff. Boxing gloves, you know, we'll need them. Yeah, I'm so impressed with how this place looks. Yeah, but it's the first option. If these kids are not only in fight clubs but have like underground societies and little gangs amongst themselves, it kind of maybe shows that, like, you know, there is a different moral code, at least when, you know, you're not I guess adherent to the laws of, you know, the place that's right above you, you know? At least that's what it seems like anyway.
We're here. This is it. Hook's gonna go fight. See you later.
Hook's gonna go fight?
Who's in charge here? How can they just let kids attack
Exactly.
each other? The moles are in charge. That's who. But only the kids. Wildfire's in charge of grown-up business.
Wait, so the moles control this whole area? How much do you know about Wildfire? So wait, so maybe the moles isn't like a kid organization? It's This is so interesting to me. I want to learn more about this. How much do you know about Wildfire?
It's the moles.
Oh, okay. So I'm guessing. I wonder if the kids. Again, there's two options. Either the kids made the mole. I guess we'll find out.
They need one more player there. I gotta go. If you ever want to fight,
This is crazy.
fine.
This is absolutely crazy. Yeah, because I'm wondering if it is a situation with these kids. Like, did they curate the moles to emulate the Wildfire, or is this something that they actually just like have always had?
There are so many people here. Looks too short. Can't see.
Because it's a very interesting story we're getting here.
When did you hear what Hook
Not at all.
said?
Don't worry.
Good. Hook didn't say anything, and you didn't
Exactly.
hear
You
it.
tell me.
Grown-up fights are less fun than ours. So what if it keeps?
You tell them.
You have to use your fists, palms, and even your fingers in
Wait, what?
combat. If you don't know how, you're done for. You need to train until your body is an extension of the mind, and the mind is an extension of your will.
What are you saying? Are you saying in your fights you have to use fists? This is mighty. Like, I'm very worried.
Fists, palms, and fingers.
Oh my god.
Rock, paper, scissors.
That's a relief.
No wonder I was confused.
It makes way more sense. So it seems like they are emulating the Wildfires and even the fight clubs as well, but they're doing it in a way that is very childlike. So it's like rock, paper, scissors. So I'm guessing like this kid over here does the rock, paper, scissors ring. Are you for the Dark Fist tournament? What is the Dark Fist tournament? I can't disclose much if you don't have a club invitation. All I can say is that only the selected fighters get to enter the high-class fisticuff known as the Dark Fist tournament. It's 1,000 times more exciting than anything else in the club. I guess an invitation for the fight club. Then go away! What's wrong with this kid? Yeah, well, it seems like there's, well, we know already there's like a hatred from the kids for the people above, right? But I think it would be very normal for people down here to have an aggression for people that are above. I think especially when they're, you know, they're living in a place with like no sunlight. They're living in a place where there probably is like less advantage, like 100% less advantages to living here. Like me saying probably, of course there is. A disdain for people up above, you know, and a want to remove the lockdown is so normal for these guys. You know, it's so normal. The Fight Club's recruiting boxers have ever considered changing your ordinary life to go from being a laughingstock of the town to a celebrity worshipped by all, or perhaps you're born with dazzling talent but you suffer from being a nobody, then you are what the Fight Club has been waiting for. You don't need combat skills honed through battle, and you don't need outstanding physique. You just need the potential to be the center of attention and the courage to change yourself. And then we will forge you into an unrivaled hero. Sign requirements. You only need to be an adult. Boss Scott has the keenest eye, knows better than asking my hero's past. As long as you're an adult, we won't ask your gender, origin, or the region for your join. This is interesting. We accept signs from all who meet the requirements. So it's basically saying that, like, yeah, all sorts of postal invitations notice are plastered on the wall. One country treasure looks like new, but there is an abundance of dirty fingerprints on it. It is clear from that for many people, this boxing recruitment forum has ignited their fighting spirit. So that's actually a very interesting line from Cell as well. The idea that like there's so many fingerprints on the picture as well that people have been signing up like crazy. But he's obviously very aware that the kids probably want to like emulate them in some way, and it's like, I'm not letting people the kids get involved in this. We're entering the Fight Club. Oh man, I've said it before, but the interior designs in Honkai are absolutely gorgeous. And again, as we said, it's dingy, it's a little bit dark, like it's rusty, it's industrial, right? But I feel like every single type of design, whether it's rusty, whether it's like a nature-filled design, like full of grass and beautiful, you know, vistas and forests and all this stuff, like that can be pretty too. You know, space. Yeah, still one in the game. That's awesome. All this stuff, but they're all pretty in their own way, and you can appreciate them in their own way. This stuff is so pretty, so pretty.
Brothers and sisters, are you ready for today's most spectacular, spine-tingling, earth-shattering contest?
So Dan Hang's here? What's Dan Hang doing here? Are you making Dan Hang fight?
On one side,
what? No.
Tall, blue, and handsome, the unsmiling, pulverizing power of the new kid on the block, Cold Dragon Young.
Cold Dragon Young? Tall, blue, and handsome, by the way. So, like, in terms of, like, how blue he is, honestly, man, they get it. They get it. Tall, blue, and handsome. Young and rich, tall and handsome. Charisma boss. Baby Ricky. Honestly, freaking awesome. I'm gonna be forever now with Dan Hang. I'm gonna say tall and blue, handsome. Forever. Tall and blue, handsome. Cold Dragon Young. Honestly, so freaking such a fun name. Look at the way he's looking at the camera as well.
And his opponent is none other than the unfeeling, incendiary, explosive of Team Robomatic. All praise to Boss Svarog. Given that no other fighter was willing to take
Dan Hang's
on
just
the
standing there.
strength of Team Robomatic,
The arms
Dragon
folded.
Young will face off against these opponents
Oh my god.
alone. On learning his fate, the brave young fighter had one thing to say: whatever.
I know he definitely didn't say it that way, but that sounds very Dan Hang.
And so, let the
Look at this arena.
of the 1,758th Fighting King Challenge begin.
The semifinals, so does that mean he's been fighting for a while now?
Quick, let's help him.
Wait, is this gonna be like a...
Brothers and sisters, an unexpected.
Oh my
turn
god,
of
look at
events.
this!
2 members of the audience have charged into the octagon. It looks like they want to team up with Cold Dragon Young.
The announcer's so fun as well, but I love the way like we ran to his side and still he's just like so like, you know, blue.
So you're awake.
Oh my god. Every line that comes out of his mouth,
Yeah,
so
the
cool.
first thing we did was go look for you. But now that we found you, we're trying to make sure you don't get your butt kicked. You're welcome.
brothers and sisters.
Yeah, we love the dynamic, don't we? We do.
Feel their passion. The magnetic pull of this electric sport is undeniable. But let me reiterate, these competitions are for professionals only. Whatever you do, kids, don't try this at home.
So again, and they're talking about maybe the emulation for the kids. Can I say as well, like this interaction here where we had March jump into the cage, right, and be like, you're welcome, and Dan's like, oh, so you're awake, right? And then us like praising ourselves, putting our hand on our chest, like, you know, like very like in a very comedic way. Like their dynamic is so fun with each other, and like, you know what it reminds me of, and I mean this as a complete compliment. There's shows that I watched as a kid, that still stick with me to today, and I'm thinking of like, you know, stuff like. I know this is a weird example, like Shaolin Showdown, or shows I watched more recently, like the Avatar: The Last Airbender. The idea of like Yu-Gi-Oh, Duel Monsters, you know, shows like that where like there's like you look at this cast of characters that are all together, and you know you're gonna watch them for so many episodes together, right? And it's like, holy crap, they nailed this dynamic. It's gonna be so fun. And right now, all I'm thinking about is like I'm like getting this like serotonin, like you know, dopamine rush here right now, thinking right now of the idea that I'm going to get to see these characters in so many different situations, right? In so many fun situations, seeing how they're going to react to it. It excites me so much. It makes me so happy that we're getting to see them together. Like, they did such a good job of choosing these three characters to work together. They work together instantly. It's so good.
And Cold Dragon Young is signaling that the contest will go
Oh my
ahead.
god!
He's just itching to get into it. And so are we. It's the Iron Fists of Cold Dragon Young and friends versus the Iron Skin of Team Robomatic.
I love the
I
announcer.
can take them on my own, you know.
We know. Oh, look, the shake of the head.
We need to work on your emotional intelligence.
Honestly, I would not have it any other way. Having it be like I can do it on my own, right? Because that's the dynamic. Destroy them all. You know what I mean? That's him. This is so fun. And it's actually gonna be the turn-based combat. Let's go. So they have. Oh, it's actually pretty good for us, actually. Music as well.
I told ya I could fight.
We never doubt you ever, Mark. Never will I doubt you ever. You are the sun. You are the sunshine.
Right there while I give you a present.
Guess we could just blast, right? Oh my god. Oh, they self-destruct. Well, that's good for us. that's actually not bad for us at all. Some good damage as well. But, oh yeah. Hit the little dragon kid. Why don't you? Great stuff. Honestly, works out well for us. Thank you.
Oh, what a beautiful performance! Cold Dragon Young and his last-minute admirers emerge victorious!
Awesome. So awesome.
Admirers? How come we don't get cool nicknames?
Honestly, that describes me. Cooler than Cool Dragon Young. Cool Dragon Younger and Cool Dragon Youngest.
Forget it. I think our taste in nicknames is different.
We're the Cool Dragons. That's our name now.
Hey, look, it's Sampo.
Oh my god, his face. He's gotta go. We've got another butt to kick. We should thank him. We've got to, honestly, this is the funnier answer.
Let's get after him.
Even though the thing is like 100% he saved us, right? But I think like this time around, like I think it's different from like say like the Traveler in Genshin, right? I think Stell legitimately is like a more of a comedic and funny character. So I think doing the funnier lines sometimes is fun. Oh wow, look at this. Sword's pose invitation notices plastered on the wall. Once it caught your attention, it looks like new, but there's an abundance of fingerprints on it. Yeah, so it's the recruitment photo as well. They're making sure you don't miss that as well. What a cool scene. What a cool scene. Once again, just like very fun. Like this feels like a movie. And I want to make it clear when I said like it reminds me of like the stuff I watched as kids or recently. Like Avatar: The Last Airbender and Yu-Gi-Oh, for example, right, are stuff that still sticks to me with like so many like amazing moments, amazing character dynamics. The reason I chose them is not because I'm like, oh, it's like a kid show. It's because like I feel like a lot of shows that are like primarily made just for like adults, right? Which would be the opposite of like say like, you know, another show is like Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, right? Another show I love dearly, right? Those type of shows, along with Avatar: The Last Airbender or Yu-Gi-Oh, shows that you can watch at like any age, right? They are legitimately have like some of the best dynamics because they know how to have like very comedic and funny moments at the same time, while also having like their characters like get serious when they need to. Like they work so well in that sense, and I think that's like what the energy that I get off these three characters. Let's go talk to Sampo.
That guy can't have gotten too far. Let's search nearby.
This is so fun. This is so fun. You know what's interesting? We played hide and seek with kids. Now we're playing hide and seek with Sampo.
Is that all?
This way, maybe? This way?
Hey!
Oh my
it's you.
God.
I was just thinking to myself, am I getting robbed? Who are these people?
No,
following me?
Sampo, come on.
You know, you start to walk a little faster. Anywho, if I just turned around, I could have thrown open my arms and said a big hi to my old friends.
Oh dear lord. Oh dear lord.
Save it. You saw us in there and got scared, so you pulled a runner.
Me? Scared? Oh, my friends, what do I have to fear? Surely I haven't done anything to offend you.
Well, see, that's what I thought. You threw us to the Silvermane guards. You set Don Hung up. Now we're just messing with you. Do you think he did throw us to the Silvermane guards? Wait. Oh yeah, that moment. Yeah, but I feel like to me saving us from like Bronya at the time like was like, to me that's like made up for it. But I think you set Don Hung up.
Set him up?
Yeah, we can say that.
Yeah, with a job. You
Stop.
guys are new here, and let me tell you, you're gonna need some cash.
With a job, he says.
And Sampo Koski stops at nothing to help his friends. Saving you was just the beginning. I have to consider your finances too. With me, you get the full service, folks. That's friendship.
Is that what you consider friendship?
I had no choice but to take you guys down here. It was too dangerous for us on the surface. We're wanted criminals. Sure, the Underworld has its drawbacks, but at least the guards would never follow us. We're safe here.
I mean, that does make sense. There is like that. Now we know that they're probably like there is an idea that they could follow us, right? We were talking about that before, but like that does make sense. You know, it's one place where we would not be followed directly.
Be that as it may, did you really have to poison us?
Yeah, that moment with the smoke.
Maybe you've forgotten, but we were in a tight spot, my friend. There was no time to think. I had to use whatever I could.
So it wasn't to cover anything up? A secret that you didn't want anyone, including us, to
Oh, a
find
secret.
out?
Maybe like why the Silvermanes are chasing after. Maybe.
Don Hung, what secret?
Well, I'm not certain yet. But there's more
Oh?
to our friend here than meets the eye.
Oh, okay. What is it? What is it?
You win. I'll help you to the best of my ability, free of charge, I might add. But please, don't go spreading rumors about me.
What is the secret though?
All right, to prove my sincerity, I'll introduce you to Wildfire.
Good.
Look
Okay,
at those
awesome.
Down here, they're the ones to ask.
Honestly, like I'm so interested to see what this organization is like. 100%. Why should we get to know Wildfire?
Because you're looking for something? Why are you asking? Dan Hung told me you guys were searching for a... what's that? Stellar.
The Stellaron, yes.
Sounded pretty powerful. If anyone has a clue on its whereabouts, it'll be Wildfire.
That makes sense. I mean, they're seem like a very connected
You
organization.
said I'd uncover a clue if I became the Fight Club champion.
But that was the semifinals, right?
Yeah. I mean, if you fought in the final round and won, you'd have incredible street cred right now. Wildfire wouldn't think twice about talking with you.
Oh my
I
God.
don't see the problem.
He has like a way of like talking around everything, like that he thinks he's talking around everything, but like everyone sees through it. You know what I mean? He's that type of character where like he's tried to talk circles around us, but it is making himself dizzy. That's the way it's like. Why would a Wildfire want to help us?
Well, there's no such thing as a free lunch, of course. Wildfire has no reason to help you yet, so we'll just have to give them one. With your talents, we have nothing to worry about. I'm telling you, no matter where you go, there's only one rule to getting things done. Find the demand. You know, like supply and demand. Anyway, the underground has been sealed off for more than a decade. But do you think people here are just resigned to their fate?
That's the thing. We saw the idea of like a hopeful idea that this place could be lifted up, right? We were talking about this earlier, or like the lockdown could be removed. There's also the idea of like you know, like it's very clear that there's a hatred and a disdain. If the kids are already hating the people from above ground, you know there's a hatred and disdain. So obviously people aren't just like for that hatred and disdain to be followed around here and to be brought around here. It needs to be ingrained in their like day-to-day lives, right? So, and like I'm not saying it's not a rightful hatred the people of people above. Obviously, like there's people above that probably don't have any disdain for the people below, but there's going to be this feeling of like, man, we're being pushed around constantly, and we have nothing down here compared to the people above. It makes sense that they'd want to like, you know, fight back in some way. What kind of organization is Wildfire?
Well, if you want my opinion, they're a bunch of artless, stubborn fools. But who cares?
The voice acting is so good.
Huh? They're a band of do-gooders who sprung up to maintain order in the underground after the Silvermane guards withdrew. Wildfire set up shop.
Right. So the Silvermane guards and basically like everyone above left the underground. It seems to just like, you know, to its own devices. Which here's the thing, like it's difficult because you want someone, especially if they're like morally good, to like kind of maybe maintain order in a way that like is not bad, right?
Still, don't underestimate them. We walk in the presence of giants. Have you heard that saying before? Well, Wildfire has giants in its midst. You'll see.
Legit giants, or like figuratively? Lead the way and don't try to pull anything this time. Yeah, it's so interesting. So like what we're learning from this as well is that like, yeah, there is that hatred above. They're not resigned to their fate. They want the lockdown to end. They want to maybe like, you know, end this separation from the above ground area as well. But also that the Silvermane, we knew this already, right? That that there used to be expeditions down here, and then now like it's completely separate, right? But it's the idea that like, but leaving when you're the people that are maintaining order for so long, it sets up a thought process of people where it's like, oh, now I can do anything I want, or in many cases like I can hurt anyone I want, and you know what I mean? It's like you could, if they didn't have them before, maybe they could have lasted and had like maybe their own like little like society where they decide like, you know, what's morally right and morally good. But it seems like in this case they you know, they had to come up with something very, very strong to like replace the feeling of what the Silvermanes were doing down here without doing it in a way that is like, you know, the way the Silvermanes would do it. If that makes sense.
Faith. It's like I said, Sampo never lets friends who've helped him come to harm.
So, what does Wildfire do all day?
Everything. They keep the peace, uphold justice, fight for resources.
Fight for resources and distribute. Oh, okay.
Goods. The sliver of trust they have for me has to do with the last one.
Because we know that he is like, you know, very good at obtaining resources, and the distributing of resources is a very good thing too. Because that's what I'm saying, right? Like, I hope it didn't sound like I probably sounded stupid for a bit there. What I was saying was that like, since the Silvermane guards were here, they have maintained a certain type of order in what they saw as order in their eyes, right? We don't know fully how the situation was like, but then when they left, it leaves open a wide gap where people are like, well, now what do we do? It's good to have an organization here that is keeping people maybe fed, keeping people, I guess, from killing each other and stuff like this, without doing it in a way that like feels like they are like trying to like betray the trust of the people. You know what I mean? Which is very, very good. Hopefully. Again, we don't know fully what the story is. It could be different when we meet them.
Where's Joshua?
Joshua?
What are those shiny rocks?
This is geomarrow, an exothermic ore. The underground and the surface are sealed off from one another, right? Well, only the geomarrow transport line is still running. The underground sends ore to the surface, and the surface sends goods to the underground. At least in theory.
At least in theory?
Most undergrounders are miners, and this is what they mine for a living. You know, if we didn't have geomarrow to burn, this world would have frozen to death long ago.
Right.
All right, let's keep moving. The person I was looking for isn't here.
And it's interesting to me that, like, like the reliance, they still, like, if this is still happening, as he said, at least in theory, right, you send geomatter to above and then you get resources in return, right? That sounds like it's like a good deal, but it's also a situation where it's like, well, your whole heating and your warmth is dependent on the people down here mining this stuff, right? So it is pretty interesting that, like, you know, there should be a bit more appreciation for people down here, I'd say. And I could be getting a lot of stuff wrong. Please correct me if I am.
Leg isn't here either. Where is everyone?
Look at this place as well. Look at that.
So you're leading us on another wild.
It seems that way.
I wouldn't dare. Trust me, we're getting close.
Huh? What's that huge?
Yeah, it's
structure in the
gigantic.
distance?
Oh, that's the furnace core. It's the pillar that connects the underworld and the overworld. People used to travel up and down that thing, but then...
But then?
Then what?
It's a long story. In any case, practically nothing moves up or down.
Man, this is actually a really cool tour though, right? They're showing us like different like things about the town. And so what he's saying is that the furnace core, so it was used for travel up and down, but I guess now it's like probably on lockdown, right?
Except you.
Oh, come on, my dear fellow. I thought we weren't going to discuss this. I beg you, the fewer rumors there are about me, the better.
I still can't get a full read on Sampo. Man, yeah, this is so interesting because like, and like looking at all these locations so far, I'm like still not getting a full grasp, but I think like that's the whole point. Like we're not getting a full grasp on like what this place is yet because we haven't talked to everyone, we haven't met Wildfire, we haven't seen the full story. But I am super interested, like, finding out more about this. So, like, and the way that Sampo's talking, like, oh, they used to be able to travel up and down this. Not only that, but in theory, we should get resources for our geomatter, right?
Usually always out on patrol here at this time. What's Wildfire up to? Are they avoiding me?
Are you feeling that? That would feel very bad for me. Oh, is this it? Wait!
Hey, look! Who is
Bronya! It's Bronya!
it? It looks like she's in trouble.
Should we help?
My friends, don't just stand there. This drama doesn't need any more bystanders.
Right, but maybe we could get like some good graces here.
Oh, you know, it might be interesting to see you get in trouble.
Marge like has such a mischievous face. I love her.
We should avoid attracting too much attention. We can't just leave her.
Oh my god, Dan Hong, the beautiful moral compass here. Marge is right. Does anyone have popcorn? Oh yeah, like I truly believe in Dan Hong's but Marge didn't say this either, by the way. She's saying more of what would happen to Sampo, but yeah. But it is a funny joke. Dan Hong's right, we can't ignore this. I love his moral compass, you know, even though as they said he's blue, he's very cold sometimes. Like he understands that like, yeah, we can't just let her get like her, you know, destroyed or let her destroy all these guys either, because I think that could be a possibility too.
Exactly, my boy, Cold Dragon Young. Young Master Dan Hung.
Cold Dragon Young, are you serious? I mean, I'm probably gonna call him that sometimes too.
Let's help her.
All right, princess. Let's dispense with the pleasant.
Oh my god. Did they shoot at her? What the hell?
You dare attack someone on our turf?
This music, what the hell was this?
How about a few rounds of me?
Oh my god, who is this?
Darn it! Quick, disperse!
Who is this?
Spineless dust.
So this is Seele. What a frick. Oh my god, what an entrance. Cut a bullet into pieces. Do you need a better introduction for a character than cutting a bullet into pieces? Another pretty character, by the way. I said at the start of this game, I don't think there's any like non-pretty characters in this game, and they keep proving me right. Another really pretty character.
Miss Seele.
Seele.
It's a good thing you showed up when you did. My heartfelt thanks. These vagrants have got some nerve looking for trouble in Wildfire.
Oh no, oh no.
Shut it, Sampo.
Shut it, Sampo.
This is you written all over it. Wildfire has countless issues on its plate right now. We don't need a side order of
A
costumes.
side order. Yeah, okay, so she's part of Wildfire. This is not got the smile and the nod. He's like, I know what to do.
The main guard is paying the Underworld a visit. Is that you?
It's so interesting to see Bronya, who like was so like put together and strong with her forces, right? And she still looks very strong, but like it's so like it's almost like placing characters not supposed to be here and putting them in a place they're not supposed to be, and like it looks a bit weird, but like intentionally so, right? She's out of place down here.
You kidnapped me and brought me to the underground. What is the meaning of this?
Oh my god.
Listen to her. What is the meaning of this?
Oh my god.
She still thinks she's an overworld princess.
I love the dialogue. Look how much we're learning in just one phrase. Oh my god, and look at her design as well. Very purple coded, right? We have a lot of color coding when it comes to characters, but I love the like the ascot. It's so pretty. It's such a pretty ascot. What's that on her side? Is that her like a weapon is like folded? I guess. Yeah, but this line, when I'm talking about this line, like her just saying like, you know, making fun of her, she saved her because she has like a strong moral compass. That shows Wildfire people probably do have a strong moral compass, right? Again, morals are different on each region probably, like at least that's the way things go in like games and in worlds. It depends. But like, you know, in terms of like what I think is a good moral ideal to have. But like also like, she's making fun of her now. She's like, you think you're an overworld princess. Again, that overworld princess thing. Like, we saw the kids making fun of people from the overworld too. It's like they have a disdain for people in the overworld.
Do you know what's become of us down here?
There it is.
You live the easy life? Did you even consider the fate of the Underworlders?
Her hair is gorgeous too. Like Honkai is like over delivering with the with these characters.
The Silvermane guards aren't living the easy life. We are constantly engaged with the enemy, defending Belobog from the scourge of attacking monsters and protecting all those above and below the surface.
Bronya, you don't know this, but you're also like you were going after people that did nothing wrong. And she doesn't know this, in fairness. She doesn't. In her eyes, like 100% this is just like the only truth, right? You came after us even though like we legitimately did not have any beef or did anything wrong or did anything illegal, right? But she doesn't know this.
Do you even hear yourself? You protect the underground? Redeploying every guard to the surface? Sealing off the only passageway?
Oh my god, the frustration.
Protecting the so-called architects, more like it.
And she's saying it right is, she's like, hey, you're not protecting us, you're protecting the architects. Oh my freaking god. This is a really pretty character, guys. This is a really pretty character.
The Madam Guardian has her reasons.
See, and this again, look, like when she's, look at this. This shows like a blind loyalty in some ways, right? Because it's like when met with like a perfect response, Seele gave her a perfect response, right? Okay, if you're protecting us, why did you remove every guard so now we're in danger? Why did you seal off the entrance so now we can't go up and down and get more resources? And then she's like, oh well, she must have her reasons, right? That is blind loyalty. Look at her frustration on her face.
Enough talk. You're coming with me. Chief
Oleg
wants to see you, and he's got more than a few questions.
Perfect, Miss Seele.
Seele.
We were just on our way to pay Chief Oleg a visit ourselves. Room for a few more?
Fully booked.
Fully booked? She said it so quickly too.
Who are they?
I'm Sel. I'm afraid to say I'm Oleg's. I'm Sel. Let's just be straightforward.
What good is your name by itself?
True. Her it's so subtle, but the furrowing of the eyebrows and it's like the way her eyes are, you can tell she's like almost in a constant state of like this world is frustrating.
Well, it's like this. The chief's in the market for specific talent, an urgent request, so I'm taking them to see him.
We're looking for a Stellaron. It's the source of all the disasters here. If we find it, we can...
I would recommend you not recite your story to everyone you meet. Miss Seele won't understand it anyway, so let's save it for the chief, huh?
So he's trying to make sure we don't say this to other people? I know, do you ever have instant trust of someone? Seele here, while she's very aggressive and tough towards us, I still have this instant thing where it's I don't have to worry about her doing something bad to me. You know? I get that feeling.
I don't understand it. And I don't plan on passing the message on either. Wildfire's encountered trouble at the Great Mine. The chief's busy. If you really want to find him, come look for me at the mine entrance.
Will do. Will do. We know you're busy. You sound like a busy woman. You're busy. Whatever you need to do, we'll find you. Sorry, ma'am. Sorry for upsetting you. You're amazing. I love your design. I apologize. Won't inconvenience you again. Apologies.
I'm leaving.
I love how like sharp and like short she is with some of her sentences, and she's like very matter of fact. Trailblaze Guide. Completing missions with clearing calyxes and trying out similar universe are all ways to increase your Trailblaze level. Oh, we have to get to Trailblaze level 13. Interesting. Daily training is now available? Open the shortcut wheel. Oh, okay. And so this is like for stuff to get to raise our level. Oh, and then we can do this. Wait. Level up any character one time. Let's go. Actually, we might as well level him up like a bit, right? Does this count? Okay. And what do we get out of this? Trailblaze XP. Oh, okay, you can get Trailblaze XP by doing this as well. Calyx is golden. You can also get this stuff as well. So this is like the stuff when you want to gain materials and stuff like that. This is stuff to weakness and debuffs. It's like training to get more materials like jades and stuff like that as well. Okay. Actually, like I kind of like this quite a bit. Like, if I'm being honest with you guys, I'm actually like a big fan of the idea of, almost like forcing us to like, yeah, 100%. So we have to raise our trailblazing level. Assignments. This is our quest. Complete assignments according to the corresponding rewards. Adjust the assignment duration to get more rewards. Use characters of the recommended paths to obtain bonus rewards. Wait, so how... Oh, is this like sending him off on different ways and stuff like that? Now, do we lose the characters? I'll see what I do with it, because I'm worried about losing the characters for a bit as well. Travel log? So there's an event. We can't do the event right now. Trailblazing mission. So in terms of like then quests, missions. So they want us to do like we have to get to Trailblaze level 13. I actually kind of like that we have to. So it is Calyx Gold and Bud of Memories adventure mission, outlying snow plains. Complete the Bud of Memories and claim the rewards. Her to ask you to enter similar universe to create a genius site while pretending to be Aeon on Trailblaze and try to glean secret Aeons of the path to simulate Aeons. So there's like these are missions that will give us like experience. Is this experience? No, it's credits. But you will get experience. Right? This is the one that's, that was early on, right? Interesting. Okay. So... Wait, we should talk to everyone before we go anyway?
Bored? Your big brother Sampo's
Big
always
brother?
chat.
Who the heck are you?
What kind of question is that? I'm your old pal Sampo Koski. We've been through thick and thin together.
Maybe thin. I don't even been through thick yet. You didn't answer the question. Like we've had like, well, I guess you could count getting caught by guards as a thick situation, I suppose. We haven't been through thick or thin, pal.
What do you mean? We battled wind and snow.
No.
Fought shoulder to shoulder.
We were not shoulder to shoulder.
Landau. I risked life and limb in the fragmentum to save you from the evil clutches of the fearsome Bronya.
Fearsome? She is fearsome, in fairness.
How's that for thick and thin?
Who are the Wildfire and Seele?
Wildfire are one of my major clients. Though the work is mostly odds and ends, still, it's always a pleasure. Who am I to complain if the money's right, huh? Zila works for them.
Seele.
Oleg's most trusted lieutenant. But to her, I'm probably just a Wildfire's
So she's the lieutenant. Okay.
Well, but a very contented lapdog, I should add.
You have to add that, of course. And what? So we find out that Seele is a lieutenant. What did Wildfire want?
As a non-member, not a clue. They'd never tell me their ultimate aims. Shame, really. It's not like I'm a blabbermouth.
So we know that he's not being talked to about any of this. How are you feeling, Bronya?
I will arrest you under the Supreme Guardian's decree. Nothing has
Okay.
changed.
Yeah, you don't question that at all.
I am not your
Cool.
friend.
It takes time to make friends. I like to get close to my enemies. Please arrest me. I can't wait.
There's something wrong with you.
I know.
I saw you the day before the Goethe Hotel. Japard took you to see the Supreme Guardian.
Oh, she was going to say mother?
He told me you were visitors from beyond the sky. Just like the interstellar travelers of ancient legend. People of all kinds that carried the will of the eons. Japard said that you wanted to help us reverse the damage that the eternal freeze and fragmentum continue to wreak on our planet. But that night, Mother summoned me and ordered me to take a detachment to arrest you.
Okay, and you didn't question that? Well, of course she's not going to question that one bit. Like, she obviously trusts her.
What happened? The Supreme Guardian didn't tell
Oh,
me the
she's
details,
questioning.
and Japard had to rush back to the front line. I don't understand.
You're not the only one. We really do want to help you. Come on, we do.
The Silvermane guards withdrew to the surface long ago. I must avoid that identity here. Until we're back in the overworld, I propose a temporary truce and cooperation. Your true
Okay, that's good.
intentions
That's
are-
fine. I'll take that.
And if it helps you to trust me, I'm willing to answer your questions to the best
Perfect.
of my ability.
Absolutely perfect. And the reason why I like this is because you can sense there's like a sense of doubt in her, right? But she still has this, like, as we said, she still has this like this faith. And I guess it's not blind faith, but it is like a faith that is blinded, right? It's partially blinded, I would say. What crime have we committed?
Let me repeat. All I received were the Supreme Guardian's instructions. It is for the adjudication panel to pass judgment on the
Right,
accused.
but she is questioning why what we did, right? She said that herself. Because I would be questioning completely no matter who I was like arresting.
All the Supreme Guardian told me was that your identities were counterfeit and that your intention was to overthrow the rule of the architects.
Okay. And again, when your Supreme Guardian tells you to do this, you're probably gonna do it, right? You know what I mean? It's especially when like you haven't had a reason maybe to suspect him for a while, or the wool has been pulled over your eyes for so long that all you can see is the wool, you know? Do you know where the Stellaron is?
Truthfully, I've never heard of this Stellaron.
Okay.
But if all this catastrophe could be brought to an end simply by sealing it, then I hope its existence proves to be real.
So again, it's interesting talking to Bronya, right? Because like we already like only got like a peripheral look at her character, but now it looks like she is kind of questioning stuff in her mind. But she obviously is very loyal to the Supreme Guardian. But at the same time, she's thinking like, if this is true, if we can get rid of this Stellaron, and this all goes away, fantastic. Why does Silvermane guards withdraw from the underground?
Fragmentum monster activity on the surface intensified, and hostilities on the front line were critical. To resist the invasion, the architects had no choice but to redeploy the guards to the front line.
Okay.
If we couldn't hold our defensive line, then we wouldn't be able to maintain our supply of aid to the underground, which would have collapsed without us. That was the Supreme
What's interesting is that we learned, because of the geomatter stuff, it seems that like a lot of the above ground stuff would have fallen apart without them. But yeah, I don't know how much of that explanation is true. Like there's probably like nuggets of truth in everything that's said there. The idea that you would take your guards away though from a place that like is already like lower down on the pecking order of like a fun civilization, I suppose. Because like, again, like you're talking about like hard work, you're talking about like very much like you're breaking your back every day, and then to be treated so poorly, Jesus Christ, like you would want to like rebel like crazy. Why are you willing to cooperate with us?
In truth, I've always felt
Okay.
like something important is being hidden. Whether it's the architects, Mother, or Silvermane guards.
Interesting.
There's always an unnatural element to their actions.
So cool. This like adds like such another layer to her character already.
Since encountering you, the unexpected seems to have arrived in waves. I never thought I'd enter the underworld that has been sealed away for so long. I have a feeling that with you, I can pick up the lost threads and dispel my uncertainties.
Interesting. So that's actually like makes her such an interesting character to me as well. The idea that like she's like, yes, I'll form a truce with you because we need to help each other, but also like maybe all the doubts that I have could like dissipate a little bit when I find out what you're up to, right? And I love that. I love the idea that like this character who like I thought was very blindly loyal to the Supreme Guardian is still very loyal, but like has been questioning stuff for a while, right? Which then makes the truce that we have make a lot more sense, right? It makes so much sense.
We should be going to see Wildfire. Let's move.
I need Trailblaze level 13, if I'm being honest with you, gal. If I'm being honest with you. But yeah, no, you know what I mean? Like that, to me, like the idea of like there's like a hint of doubt in her, but she's still following her duty. But now she's here. She's like, look, I'm here. All this crazy stuff is happening. Something must be up. I'm going to follow you and see if I can figure out anything. And I'm still doing my job, because technically she is still doing her job. She's still, you know, keeping an eye on us. She still has a plan to arrest us. So like in her eyes, it's like, okay, I'm doing my job, but also I'm going to see if there's anything up with you in the end and find out your true intentions. I did not mean to press that.
How are you finding your first trailblazing expedition?
Well, thank you for asking. Pretty great. I enjoy a good adventure. A discombobulated trailblazing expedition, pretty unremarkable. I think this answer would be interesting.
All journeys contain their share of the
a lot of stuff is happening.
It won't be the last
for sure.
time. I'm about to summarize the intel we've gathered so far. Did you want to listen?
Yeah.
First, we have the Underworld, a huge underground space. Miners have built towns here and are excavating geomarrow.
What is the relation between here and the overworld? I love just getting a summary.
We learned from Natasha that the Underworld shoulders the energy needs for the entire civilization. Laboring in the Underworld used to be a great honor, and there was regular movement between
We heard about
realms.
the expeditions, right?
Sampo mentioned the furnace core, which people would use to travel in both directions. But now, each realm is sealed off from the other. Only the automatic transport line for geomarrow and goods is still in operation. The reason for sealing the furnace core still needs to be investigated. In addition, it appears that Sampo has secret connections that grant him passage between here and the
you called him out on that.
That may come in useful to us.
Right, so he's saying that like it's like it used to be an honor, right, that they had, which you learned about those expedition stuff, I guess, as well. The interesting part for me as well is that like he's saying like it's yet to be investigated, right? While there is a reason that has been given probably to like maybe the Silvermane Knights, the true reason for this is probably not fully obtained yet. It's super interesting to hear this from Don Hung. Do soldiers from the overworld ever come down here?
Up to now, apart from Bronya, whom Sampo brought here, I still haven't seen a single Silvermane guard.
Interesting.
At the Fight Club, I heard people say that the guards withdrew from the underground many years ago, and that it was the Supreme Guardian who gave the order. At the time, the Supreme Guardian was none other than Kokolia Rand.
Kokolia, yeah. Which I get her name right all the time, by the way. Every time. There's never one time I get the name wrong. You guys know, right? You guys know? Never get the name wrong. Yeah, so there's no soldiers that come here at all. So like Bronya is actually like, that's why Bronya looks so out of place as well, you know? I'm clear on this bit. What else?
Next, we have our goal, the Stellaron. After we revealed our intentions, the Supreme Guardian suspended communications and sent soldiers to arrest us. Her reaction was strange, to say the least.
I mean, yeah, that means it has to be related to the Stellaron, right? Why did the Supreme Guardian choose to act that way?
It's too early to say, but it was a radical move. It means that we must have broached a highly sensitive subject. A secret that she's sparing no effort to protect.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. Because she was like, she was keeping her distance from us already, but she was like making sure that we were like comfortable and like, you know, there was a kind of like a false sense of security there as well.
If I remember our discussion correctly, I think there are two main possibilities. The Architects and the Stellaron. I'm inclined to think it's the latter, but we lack evidence.
Love the Dan Heng because he loves information. He loves getting concrete information. But he loves also the idea of like the unknown, right? So like, even though he archives stuff, he loves the idea of like finding out new information. So he's talking about evidence here as well. So there is that idea that like, you know, I think the reason why she gave us a hotel is very clear. It's so we would be relaxed and we wouldn't try to go after the Stellaron that day. Will we find any Stellaron clues in the Underworld?
There's an old saying that goes, good fortune lies within bad. Bad fortune lurks within good. Even when compared with the overworld, the Underworld has a long history. There should be valuable intel here. Not to mention, without the Supreme Guardian's interference, we have a better chance than ever of locating the Stellaron.
Okay, so he's saying good fortune lies within the bad, bad lurks within the good. So even though we went into like kind of a bad situation, it might, something good has come out of it. We're no longer under the watchful eye of the entire, of the Supreme Guardian, right? And they can't interfere down here yet, at least. I'm clearing this bit. What else?
Lastly, we have the main strength of the Underworld. Wildfire. After the Silvermane guards withdrew, and in order to keep the peace, the residents of the Underworld spontaneously organized their own militia, thereby taking over the guards' duties.
Do we need to ally with Wildfire?
Ally? It's a little premature to be talking about that. But Wildfire will be familiar with all manner of forces below ground. If we want to find Stellaron clues in the underground, I'm certain they...
Great way of putting it. It's like, hey, we don't, it's too early to tell all this stuff, but, like, it will help us find clues. Do you trust Wildfire?
I don't know them. Trust isn't part of the picture yet. But speaking of trust, I suggest you don't place too much of yours in Sampo Koski.
Don, listen, you know, my beautiful boy, don't worry. I haven't trusted him yet, at all, right? I think he's kind of funny. I think he's kind of funny. But, so far in this world, there's only a few men I trust. And one of them's name is Dan Heng.
He hasn't revealed his true intentions, but he has managed to corral us into a difficult situation, almost without us realizing. That's a dangerous person indeed.
Right. So like he's kind of like funneled all of us into this situation in some way.
That's all we need to summarize for now. If there's anything else you're not clear on,
I absolutely love contextually how they did that. Right? We have a character who loves, you know, research and information and archiving stuff, and has probably the memory of like an elephant, you know, giving us this information. And like, it's not like it's like, it feels very natural, right? It's like, hey, look, let's talk about everything that's happened so far. Because it seems like that's a big part of his character. He loves doing that stuff.
Oh, hi. Want to listen to my thoughts on the
Please, sure.
Where should I...
Whatever you want to say. I want to hear about your observations.
My observational skills are second.
Everything you do is second to none. How about the underworld geography?
Well, the underworld is surrounded by cliffs, and there's no obvious structure. It seems like a spread out collection of mines and small towns, just like the outskirts of Bellabog.
Okay.
There's that huge pillar called the furnace core that's always in view. Maybe it's some kind of energy hub?
And how about the underworld life?
From what I've seen, the residents are nearly all miners. It seems like the people here have less than those in the
100%. 100%.
Still, the miners watch fights in their spare time. It's less pretentious than that theater they have on the surface.
I love that Marge loves the idea, likes the fights more than the theater. Very sweet. How about the underworlders?
They're always in a hurry. The pace of life here is so fast. Things are pretty busy in the overworld too, but everything feels more relaxed up there.
Society has always worked like this. When you have more time to relax, things are more relaxed. If you're in a, like, especially like I have never like seen a mining village, right? But I know from video games, right? I'm using video games as an analogy. It is like not only like a terrifyingly tough job, right? But it takes up like most of your time and most of your energy. When you leave those mines, you're eating food probably, and anything you do is probably gonna be tiresome afterwards. Your back is sore, all this stuff as well. The reason why the overworld probably has so much time to feel relaxed sometimes as well is because their work, while it is still work, it's still work. They're working hard up there. There's a lot of people up there we met that we really like as well. They have less worries. Unless you're talking about, I guess, like, you know, Gepardo has to fight off a lot of these monsters. But a lot of them probably have less worries than the people in the Underworld, you know? That's all I can think of. I want to hear what you think about the others.
I'm not so good at
Oh my god,
analyzing
but
people,
the characters?
but seeing as
Are you
asked,
serious? Let's go!
That guy, he's lazy, lying, cunning, and
Evil!
I don't like him. Can't stand the sight of him. I bet you think he's pretty entertaining. Watch out or he'll
Mar,
fool
here's
you.
the thing, guys, right? Sampo, right? I do think he's funny in a very, like, dorky way, right? But March, Dong Hung, if you tell me to, like, you know, to go with you guys, if it's a choice, of course I'm going with you guys. Are you kidding me? I think Hook.
You mean that naughty kid we
Yeah,
played
the one that
hide and
bullied
seek
you.
with? Dr. Natasha said that she's a handful, but that she also takes care of the homeless kids. Maybe she's more mature than she
And it might be
seems?
like a necessity, right? It might be like a necessity because, like, again, people are working so hard that the idea that, like, a lot of the kids will have to grow up faster than they, you know, than they have to, that they should, right? So having one kid that's like maybe like, you know, looking out for all the other kids is like not a bad thing entirely, especially in this situation.
Still, I can't believe how arrogant she is. I was pretty mad with her for a
Understandable.
while.
Bronya.
The Silvermane girl? She's pretty. I like looking at her. When I first met her, I thought she was kind of scary. But now it seems like there's something on her mind. I'm too nervous to ask her.
It's so interesting, like I love how open March is with just being like, hey, this girl's really pretty. I like looking at her, you know what I mean? I think it's just March's open, like really open personality that I love so much.
At least she's not trying to arrest us
That is true.
anymore.
That is true. And Seele.
She says what she thinks. I
Yes,
like her.
I agree. I
And
agree.
did you hear what she said about the Silvermane guards? Sounded like she'd been waiting a long
Yes.
time to say it.
We got that vibe too. We got that vibe that like she's like, even though she saved Bronya, she still wanted to say that so badly. The stuff she said, like the insults and the making fun of her.
If we can get her to help us, we'll bag a Stellaron in
Okay.
no time.
That's all I can think of. That's it for now.
If you hear any juicy gossip,
Gossip, it's fine, we gossip.
Come find
We'll
me.
gossip. Listen, Sampo, March doesn't like you. You're on borrowed time, okay? What do you mean? But I've just been a good, friendly friend to you, right? Listen, all I'm saying is upset March, and you upset me. Bronya, March says you have a pretty face, okay? Dong Hung, I say you have a pretty face. March, you're just perfect. No notes. Okay, everyone, let's go. Let's go, everyone. Let's go. Okay, so I think we might then head to... Can we warp out of here? Star Rail map. Oh my god, we can see the full map here. So switch up between this stuff here. Because I want to see if we can do these calyxes then to see what we can get from them, right? It can't hurt. It can't hurt to try it out. Oh, by the way, we got up to the surface ourselves, you know, pretty crazy. Should I put my new character on the team just to see what he's like? Because I know we, like, at some point we probably won't be able to use him that much. But they're level 12. It's just okay. We can use just to try him out, right?
Yet another journey with you.
Oh.
You better be good. My time is
Yeah,
precious.
they have like fun animation. What did he say to me?
Yet another journey
With me?
you.
You mean me? Wow. Bailu's going back on the team very soon, by the way. I just want to see what this is like. So I guess we can just press challenge and see how it works, right? See what happens. It's level 16, but I think we can get through this. Yeah. Let's just try it out, you know what I mean? Try it out. It can't hurt.
Clemency? Never heard of it.
Clemency? Nice stuff. Oh my god.
I told ya I could fight.
Look how tall he is. Jesus.
With
Or is he on
me
his
out
tippy
here,
toes?
How can we lose?
Allow me to see you off.
Okay, so we have restore and single target. So restore is the I want to build up his main move, to be honest. That's what I want to build up.
Let's go.
You know what I mean? That's my main goal here. So you can even use these on enemy turns, by the way, which is pretty sick. Someone told me this as well. Thank you so much. I thought it was just like a situation of like a Trails of Cold Steel type thing where you had to like wait. You could use them on your friend's turn, but you couldn't use them on your turn. Pretty sick. Pretty sick if you ask me.
Step aside. I have no interest in stoking conflict.
Okay, we didn't get to use his ability. We can do another trial to see if we can get another chance to use his ability, and we get some rewards too. So can we try? Do we just try one? We can try over and over again.
The truth of life and death.
Yeah, this looks like it could be fun. Because I love, one of my favorite things, especially when we're going to eventually be farming in this game, I love, when it comes to turn-based combat, I'm a massive fan. Music's sick here as well. I'm a massive fan of just like putting on some turn-based combat.
I told ya I could
And
fight.
just
Watch
playing the game. You know what I mean? Just legitimately playing the game. Just I know it sounds weird. Like I'm a big fan of just like playing the game and putting music on, I should say, or like putting like a podcast on in the background.
Abyss flower, bloom.
Don't worry about me.
Okay.
Let's make
That's
it
good
quick.
healing down when he gets healed. Stop it.
Take this.
Don't.
Nothing major.
Nothing major. Oh my god, I love his voice.
Receive.
Wait, because he has the flower thing. Oh my god, we can try this out now.
That which is seized must be repaid.
The cycle of life.
Clemency? Never.
So let's try this out here.
Eternal sleep is not the end.
This is his AoE move.
The dead will return.
Holy freaking hell. Holy, is that the casket? I know it didn't do much, but pretty freaking sick. And look, this is, yeah, because it's around us now as well. And we gain health whenever we do that. That's so fun.
Told ya I could fight.
Honestly, really fun character. Yep, I'm very, very happy with that. We could try more trials like guys in the future too. And we got to, how do we get our, oh there, you get trail experience from doing that. So like, is this, for Calix's as well, I think I'm going to do a few of these off camera as well. I think maybe you might want to see some of them on camera, but like, I think I usually do like farming and stuff off cameras, but we can definitely do some of them on camera as well if you guys want to see that. If you guys want me to get to the next level on camera, now we will be doing missions on camera. The side quests we're going to do on camera. But if you guys want to see me do some of these on camera, please let me know too. So that's going to end the episode here, guys. We had like a lot of like a big information that we got here as well, but I think overall like this episode was just like really fun for me because not only did I get to take advantage of like a lot of the new rewards that we got from going through this, but I also got to like have a great like new location to explore, some really fun interactions. The dynamic is always really great between all these characters. We got to learn more about the underworld versus the overworld on this planet. We got to get a little bit more of an inclination that like nearly every single character in this game just like does not trust Sampo Koski, which is kind of funny. It is kind of, because I think that's his character, by the way, because I know like 100% like he's beloved and I think he's funny at times too, 100%. And I think like he's so not charming that he becomes charming in a way. But I think even the people that love him would admit that like he's designed as a character to get on people's nerves. You know what I mean? He's designed to get on the nerves of the characters in this game. Like, and I think that's like, you know, everyone has a purpose in life, and I feel like he's well written for that purpose too. And we're gonna get to know him deeper as well as time goes on too, like every character. I loved how Dan looked in the combat, the fight club. The interaction with the kids with the hide and seek stuff was so funny. And again, it seems like they can be just like, oh, like it's just a really fun scene, or it's just a part of the story. That's to move the story forward, but it also moves the characters forward, right? Don Hung is in front of this machine. He's got to the semifinals. Look how tough he is while we were sleeping. But not only that, but like he just doesn't even like care that much about like these creatures that are trying to make him fight. He's doing this all for for information, which I think is so cool as well. And of course, Mark's jumping in to save him, Estelle jumping in to save him too. Like it really redefines their like future strength of their friendship as well. We have Bronya with us now as well, and Bronya is an interesting character just because it seems that she is like questioning her own ideals and her own I guess, what would you say, her own, what's the word I'm looking for? Her own obedience, I suppose is the word we're looking for it, but also like the knowledge that she has as well. She's been questioning stuff for a while. She's probably put it to the back of her mind because she knew there was no chance of really finding out this stuff without disrespecting the Guardian. But in this case, she has found us, and true Stell, she feels like she's going to find something that can help her out with this stuff too. Seele, yeah, right, the character show as well. Beautiful design, amazing design once again. With these games, Honkai I don't think really has bad character designs. They're just like, I feel like with like I said this like before, but I feel like with with Pela, like I guess like it's just like she probably like, again, it's one of those things where it's like I said it in my Patreon chats as well, where it's like I'm not like too like crazy about her design, but it's not bad in any way, shape, or form, right? It's one of those situations where it's like, yeah, it's like you have like a bunch. I always say a bunch of donuts on the table, they're all delicious. But you can only like, you know, one of them is going to be your least favorite, right? It's going to happen. And that's the case as well. I think like in terms of like designs so far in all these games, like this is a fantastic design. I think just like March is just like the best design to me. I love it so much. But like you're talking about like I said, the donut analogy, right? It's like, look at all these perfect designs. They're so good. Well, like, you know what I mean? Yeah, so cool. Like Dan Hong's design is fantastic as well. We got to see the with Seele when she was introduced, not only with her like absolutely fantastic design. What's so cool about Seele being introduced as well is that like we have not only another interaction with Sampo, but we also have a character who is like very clearly someone I feel like we can trust them just on the basis of like that they didn't give out their trust, if that makes sense. It's like a character that didn't quickly just be like, hey, let's hang out, you know? They were like literally just like, do whatever you want, come and meet up with if you need to. They were so frustrated with Sampo. They were so frustrated with Bronya. I love that they saved Bronya, but at the same time, they still showed that disdain that the Underworld has for the Overworld. Hey, like, oh, Little Miss Princess, you know, there's still that disdain, but showing also they have this, like, morally good feeling amongst themselves where it's like, we're not going to let someone just get hurt, though, you know? At least with Wildfire, at least. Wildfire is an interesting organization. The Moles is also a very interesting thing as well. It seems like they're kind of, like, emulating the Wildfire in some way, shape, or form, but it seems that they're also, like, trying to get by as well as these kids, too. We're probably going to learn more in the next one. The next episode will be next Thursday. I know people said they want 3 episodes for Honkai Star Rail. Again, I said I'd reassess down the line. Right now, there's a lot of stuff I'm doing on the channel. There's still so much stuff I'm doing on the channel. I hope that you understand that it's not me just ignoring the cries for a 3rd episode. You know, it's me just being like, okay, we'll figure out when there's like some lull time maybe or something like that. Right now, there's still so much I have to do, or want to do, I should say, as well. Yeah, I loved hearing from March, and I love those little conversations at the end. Like, you got so much out of those conversations, like with these characters. Every single conversation we have in this game is like a lore drop of like beauty. It's so amazing getting all this information, and even like the smallest little details of what a character says, it like really is enjoyable to listen to. Like hearing Dong talk about like his speculations, and March talk about her like she said, quote unquote, goss. You know, it was really fun, and hearing everyone's perspective, whether it be Sampo, Bronya, March, or Don Hong, like hearing everyone's opinion is always amazing. Even if you don't necessarily we're not always going to agree with every single opinion. Like for example, like, you know, there's going to be characters that will say something that we disagree with. Or like Bronya, for example, like we don't agree with the way she handled things, but I wanted to hear her side and I wanted to hear her perspective because it's interesting. That's the way like you want to learn more about characters, makes characters very interesting. I think they did a good job of that too. I'm so excited to learn more about the Underworld. I'm so excited to play more of this game. TIE Fighter 2. Oh, I want to say as well, by the way, sorry, I'll put this in before, and the animations are fantastic as well in this game, and the visual design is incredible. It's so incredible. I'm so impressed all the time whenever we get to see stuff like this. It's so cool. The Underworld location is still just as pretty as the Overworld, but in its own way. Thank you to TIE Fighter 2, Jamie Bull, Janet the Banana, The Ghost of Inazuma, Ballistus Felix, Yule, Radish, Anusta, Death Trap, Lynx Markey, Yassassin, Colorbow, True Peanut Butter, Peter Shelson, Heck, SR Fiji, Leon, High Casparian, and Jared Beanham. And I'll see you all so soon. Bye-bye.